temperature, and it never gets hot enough for you. You've been enchanting this heart of mine for the longest time. Slow dancer, you stun me up with all your romancing, and it's making me weak like no one else, like there's no one else in the world. I'm under your spell, baby. This is our time. The dance floor is jumping.
Live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Alrighty then. What's up, people? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where I'm just finishing up my bagel, and I had a nice little breakfast, and we talk about stuff here, things that happen, things that are going on, the world, and that's what we're going to do today. And today I'm going to answer a question. Well, it's not even a question. It's a statement that people are making on the internet regarding Kamala Harris lost. Why she lost. And I'm going to start the show with that because this is it's an important message. Well, I don't know if it's an important message. It's important to me and maybe the Democrats who really want to figure out what happened. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Exactly. Well, exactly as I can. Because I did a little thread on Twitter this morning, X, the app formerly known as Twitter, and I think it was very insightful of myself. If I do say myself, if I do say so myself, right? Yeah. So after I say hi to everybody, we'll get right into that, and then we're gonna just make fun of people for the rest of the show because there's a lot of stuff going on that's trending and stuff, and people still kvetching about the tremendous win by Donald Trump. The Electoral College, the popular vote, Senate, House. I don't want him to go insane, though. Don't go insane, guys. Be real. Follow the Trump agenda. One thing will be okay. Because, I don't think they watch. Let the states do what they're supposed to do. If California and Massachusetts want to be sanctuary states for people who cross the border legally, more power to them. Hopefully there'll be less people to handle with the new administration anyway. But also same thing with the abortion stuff. Don't try to do that shit that Donald Trump just going to have to veto anyway, right? Because look, if different states have different laws for different things, that's what our Constitution says it's supposed to be. And that's what the Supreme Court said it's supposed to be. So I don't want anyone testing the waters just because now you got power. Let's not do what Democrats do, and let's how about focusing on the things that will help the most American people at the most time, the most efficiently. So anyway, let's get into the show. But to do that, I got to say hi, and I'm feeling like there's maybe there's a major malfunction. I don't know what's going on. I'm becoming concerned. I'm becoming concerned about my friend, but hopefully, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's just other people are becoming more astute at this thing called getting into the chat first. So, first in the chat today is Mr. JB. Yeah! Wait, what the hell? There we go. That was a delayed What's wrong with you people? You're supposed to cheer right away. Maybe it was you're so stunned that it was somebody different today. That could be the problem. So we'll see what happens. Anyway. Also, good morning to Mike Savage Blarg. Wait, what happened here? Did this thing flip? No, it didn't. Anyway, or something happened here because now this thing. Anyway, good morning, Mike Savage Blarg. Grant Sanford, nice to have you back. I said JB because you're already here first. And Avocados Diablo is here. Just in a different spot. Also, good morning to Kara Soldiers in the house. Renee Mayette, how you doing? Biden is making an announcement 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern time. Any bets on if he'll step down to allow Kamala, the first black woman president, for the next couple of months? Ooh, wouldn't that be something? And then they'll say, oh, well, the Supreme Court said she has presidential immunity. She doesn't have to step down. This will be interesting. And also, I'm curious if he's going to start nominating people to the Supreme Court. because you know that's what Democrats want him to do. Anyway, let's keep saying hi first, then we'll get into more important stuff. Also, good morning to Boneheaded Dumbass. Nice to have you back. Jackals, Freudstein, Lord Stanhope, Patty O Furniture, and Mr. Nomad's in the house. Why are my buttons not working? There we go. It's your fault, Johnny. Hello, Lord Stanhope. I already said that, didn't I? Selective Boy is here. Boy. Good morning also to Bookworm Addict. Keebler. Whoa, that's a name I haven't seen for a while. Welcome back. Johnny Booby Protect. Kesler's in the house. What up, Kez? And am I getting close? Nope. Swirly's in the house. Nice to have you back also. As I scroll slowly down the stream, here we go. I can't find your name, but I'm trying to. And that looks like everybody that is here, or at least the ones who are in the chat so far. So 23 people, 27 people here. I'm sorry. 14 likes so far. That's pretty good. That's 2/3, but let's go for 9/10. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? So, all right, I'm done being silly. Let's get into some important things. Now, the first thing I want to do, I want to get this out of the way about the real reason Kamala Harris lost the election. And I'm doing this partially because I want to make it a standalone video. Oh, Kingslayer Damocles, what's up? What's up, my friend? I want to do this right now because I do want to make it a standalone video, but I might have to redo it anyway, because I'd rather be looking at the camera instead of reading over here. But let me give you an example. Right off the bat, there's an example of what the problem is. And it pretty much is encompassed by a singular tweet. Let me find mine. I got to find mine first, though. Hang on. Here we go. Where's my thread? There it is. There's the thread. I'm going to put the thread in the links today too. So the reason I'm even bringing this up is because of things like this. This one says, I don't even know who's pointing this out, but it's pretty much a common theme among people who are upset that Kamala Harris lost basically in what would be for a Republican a landslide victory. This woman says, or that this says it all. Black men voting against a black woman. Unbelievable. Hispanics voting to round up and deport other Hispanics. Insane. White women voting to take rights away from their daughters and granddaughters. Seriously, what the actual fuck? Now, Tyre Alexander. The Scourge is here. And Rockhopper. And Frankie Deller, what's up? Nice to have you all here. So, this is pretty common. It's pretty common among the left, among Democrats, among the media, amongst the Lincoln Project, amongst the paid influencers on X and whatnot. I know I'm being really redundant right now, but you got to understand it, okay? Let me tell you why Kamala Harris lost. And I wrote this out this morning while I was working. I was like, this got in my head. I'm like, I got to do this while I'm working. Fortunately, I have a job that sometimes I can, type stuff while I'm scanning packages and shit. Good morning, Puerto Rico. Reaction Puerto Rico. Oh, by the way, the coffee today is Enforcement Coffee in the Viva Las Vegas cup. So there you go. Enforcementcoffee.com. That would be Reaction Puerto Rico's coffee company. And oh my God, it's so good. It's delicious. So let's talk about why Kamala Harris lost. And I put it in a thread on X this morning, and I'm just going to read it because it's easier just to sit here and read it and not have to remember what I said. And I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably do this as a standalone video, but we'll see. Here is why, the real reason why Kamala Harris lost. And I titled this, Why Kamala Harris Lost the Election. Joe Biden was not competent, and he was going to lose in a landslide. That is a fact. And what the thing is, the Democrats figured that out. So they forced him to quit the race with threats to his legacy. They were going to 25th Amendment him if he didn't drop out. And they installed Kamala Harris without a single vote of the people. Now, why? Because if they had had a vote, some slick-talking white guy like Gavin Newsom or Mayor Pete would likely have been their nominee. And they know that would have been too much for their fiercely loyal constituency, their most fiercely loyal constituency, black women. What? Pass a black woman vice president for another white dude? Oh, hell no. So, Democrats made a demographic choice that also had a built-in excuse if she lost. It would be all about racism and misogyny. Their surrogates and internet influencers loved reminding you of that. Well, here's the problem, and perhaps a hard truth for Democrats, the media, the Lincoln Project, and all of you paid Democrat talking point pushers on X to swallow. Kamala Harris did not lose because of racism and misogyny. And I'm going to repeat that for those in the back. Kamala Harris did not lose the election because of racism and misogyny. She lost because she is Kamala Harris. The same Kamala Harris that is the Harris in Biden-Harris. The same Harris that could not think of a single thing she would do differently than the Biden-Harris administration. Now, if the people were looking for a change in the current situation, they're not going to vote for the same thing, even though it's just a little younger, darker, and wearing a Clinton-esque pantsuit. This election was a referendum on the Biden-Harris administration, and they lost bigly. On a side note, I didn't vote for Biden, and I wasn't going to vote for Kamala Harris anyway. So to me, and the overwhelming majority of Trump voters, they were equal. We treated them as equal. We weren't going to vote for either of them. But she did lose 15 million Biden voters. So if you insist on making it about racism and misogyny, y'all may want to start with them. Or maybe, just maybe, the leadership of the Democrats made some terrible decisions, and that democracy you all keep yapping about just kicked you right in your John Brown hind parts. Go figure it out. I just added that for the last part, but it works. So anyway, that's what it's about. Good morning, Somnable Nation. I see you there somewhere. All right, let me do a few thank yous here, because some of you have already been tweeting out the show. I always like to thank people. By the way, if you haven't dropped the Let's Go on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, where's my thing? Here, I'm going to pin it there. You got about 5 minutes to take care of that. So if you haven't done it, and if you're on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, click the link at the top of the chat and drop a Let's Go in the comment. You don't have to retweet it. You don't have to like it. I don't care. You can, but you don't have to. My preference is that you just drop a Let's Go as a reply. That would be fucking fantastic. Good morning. Did I say Aaron Meredith? I don't know if I did, but hello. And also, Amazing Disgrace is in the house and saved the chat for me. I just wrote that. Anyway, okay, so let's get into the show, because there's lots of other stuff going on. Well, not a lot of other stuff. There's just stuff to go. There's stuff going on. You know what I mean? No, I mean, as we say in the black vernacular, I mean. I think they say that shit in New Orleans. Anyway, Today's celebrity birthday is probably someone who's mourning the re-election of Donald Trump, but I don't care because she's a prolific songwriter and singer and all that stuff. Hello, I said Select Boy, didn't I? Did I do a Select Boy?
Yeah, boy.
Well, I didn't. Oh, and she lost because she didn't have any policies to run on, as well as having an awful running mate to boot, and because people are sick and tired of the woke foolishness for the past few years. Well, you know, one thing that another mistake she made, especially being one of the most liberal, woke, whatever, left-wing senators, the most liberal senator a few years ago, and then trying to pretend she's not, she ends up she's elected as running mate one of the most liberal left-wing governors in the country. I mean, honestly, he legislates left of Gavin Newsom, or he tries to be. He's Gavin Newsom light. That's what he is. Anyway, happy birthday, Joni Mitchell, the great singer-songwriter. One of her greatest songs, Both Sides Now. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the links there. You can check that out. Also trending, let's see, what else is up here? Oh, the FOMC. I'm giving you the real news first because I don't want to forget it. The Federal Open Markets Committee, the Fed, basically, is meeting today, and someone says today's a big day for investments. You know, it's a little too late for them to mess around with the election, I think. Well, they kind of tried to. They dropped interest rates the last one. So anyway, are you ready for the FOMC decision? Today is a big day for our investments, as the FOMC is set to cut interest rates today by 0.25%. But could the recent developments with Trump's election already be impacting the Fed's moves? So there'll be more news about that later. I'll probably tell you the results tomorrow. So there you go. The Fed is meeting today. They may have already done it. I just, I don't feel like looking that hard. Rick Scott, Senator Rick Scott from the state of Florida is trending. Now, why is Rick Scott trending? Well, Rick Scott, apparently the Republicans who won the Senate now have to figure out who they're going to have as the Senate Majority Leader, and some people are floating around the name Rick Scott, which, I mean, I personally, as this person here, Tom Wood, says, Rand Paul is vastly, vastly more reliable than Rick Scott. And that should be obvious. Rand for Senate Majority Leader, fuck yeah. I would love to see Rand Paul as the Senate Majority Leader, even if he is a short little dude. That's just wrong. He is short as hell. But anyway, but Rick Scott posted here, let's see, we have been given a mandate by the American people to support President Trump's agenda and make Washington work again. I'm running to be the Senate Majority Leader. So he's announced that he's running for the Senate Majority Leader. And guess what, people? See, the is a very strong, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, and I doubt Rand Paul would want to do it. That might be true too. But anyway, so Rick Scott is throwing his name in the hat to be Senate Majority Leader already. Here's Rick Scott. Oh, you probably want to see his face, don't you? Well, maybe not. He kind of looks like a human penis. But anyway, here we go. Rick Scott.
You are going to run. Two other...
I'm going to run, Larry. I'm going to win. And here's why.
Oh,
I've been talking to my Republican colleagues. Guess what? They want change. They know that Trump has a mandate. They want to be part of that mandate. They want to be treated as equals. They want to be part of a team. They want to have a working relationship with the House. They know I've got a great working relationship with Trump, with Speaker Mike Johnson. They know I'm a business guy. Business guys get things done. We create a plan. We work our mission. We measure things. We create teams. That's exactly what we want in the Senate, and that's why I'll be the next majority leader, and we're going to get Trump's agenda accomplished.
You are going to run.
Oh, shit. What the hell did I do there?
Two other...
I'm going to run,
Okay, let me
Larry.
fix that. I can't even shut the
I'm
thing
going
up.
to win.
Stop!
Here's why. I've been talking to my Republican...
I hate when I do that. Sometimes when you click and it closes all the windows on your computer, and then you can't find anything. So I can't even find the chat now. Hang on. Let me find, oh, right here. Good Lord. Sometimes, boomer tech, you know me. All right, there. Now I can see everything again. I don't have anything against Rick Scott. I can be concerned that he's one of those establishment bureaucrat shows, but then again, I think he is supportive of Trump's agenda. I wonder how supportive the House and Senate are going to be of cutting stuff, though. That's what I'm worried about. So anyway, Rick Scott. Oh, well, Rick Scott says, Cat Turd says, Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader. We don't need another McConnell. That's the damn sure. We don't. So at least some people are like Rick Scott. I don't know. Let's see. Nick Sorter says Republicans have retaken the Senate. As of now, there are 3 senators, I believe, who should be considered for Majority Leader. Rand Paul, Rick Scott, Mike Lee. I like Mike Lee, too. We'll see what happens. DC Dorino says we need Rick Scott. Okay, so apparently Rick Scott's MAGA, because all the MAGA people are for Rick Scott. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. I'm sorry, I know I don't have the screen while I'm scrolling, but it's not that important. All right, let's go. Moving on. Welcome to Texas is trending, and this one's actually kind of funny. This is a funny one, and this is one of those salt ones. Did I miss anybody over here? Anybody new show up that I haven't said hi to? Okay, maybe not. Well, why not? Hey, have you tweeted out the show yet? By the way, if you'd like to sponsor this show or hijack the show, you can drop oh, wait, now don't did the wrong Streamlab one. See, for whatever reason, Streamlabs is still putting my old thing up there, and they won't let me take it out. And I'm going to have to call them or do something because they keep putting the wrong link in there for Streamlabs. Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. I haven't even tried this. Yeah, this goes to nothing, I think. Yeah, that goes to nothing. Hang on. Let me put the right link up there. Good God. Problem is, Chatbot, which is part of Streamlabs, will not allow me. I have to have Streamlabs do it. Here, let me give you the one to hijack the show link. Just a second. And we'll pin that one to the top if you want to sponsor the show today. We do not have a Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day so far because the wrong link's in here. Good God. And it's still in there. This is crazy. Why is it doing that? If it doesn't have a 3 at the end of it, it's not the right link. Okay, well, you know what? Here. The Streamlabs link is pdognight.live. There we go. And I don't even know, that's not even a link, but whatever. I'll pin that for now. That's the best place. You can do super chats too, but the Streamlabs, you don't end up giving a third of your money to YouTube. Where's the pin? There we go. Replace pin message. There we go. All right, there we go. Until I get the right one, it's pop up here. That's weird. All right. Other big news, obviously, if you hadn't already seen this, there's Rick Scott. Where's Rick Scott? Joni Mitchell, FOMC, Rick Scott. Oh, welcome to Texas. Let's do welcome to Texas first because this is actually hilarious. So apparently, there are some new residents of Texas that are a little upset. Wait, how did he get pinned up there? What the hell? I'm going to start pinning the wrong message even. I'm having problems here, clearly. Let's try that one. All right. That's not going to take you anywhere. But anyway. Okay. There's some new residents of Texas who are unhappy about Texas. And I think it's mainly because of this one post that is freaking hilarious. Let's, this one says, anyone else feel like their vote didn't matter? It's in the Ask Austin, as in Austin, Texas site. I have voted in every election since I turned 18, but none of them seem to have mattered at all. Besides electing Greg Cesar a few years ago, my vote quite literally had not mattered. I really feel fucking down right now, and I think it's insane that some random fucking person in Pennsylvania's vote is 5 times as valuable as mine. I'm just so worn down by our political system. I don't think the election is over yet, but I feel like my vote doesn't fucking matter, and people in relevant states are contribute nothing to us. This economy is more than mine, and that pisses us off. To which most people are saying, Welcome to Texas, bud. You must be new here. That's just funny to me. I don't know why. Hello, Maddie. And also John Arnott, retro veteran gamer. And I appreciate seeing y'all here. By the way, I think I have a couple more thank yous that have popped up because it says I have 9 notifications. Let's see what these are. By the way, the people who have tweeted out the show, thank you, Maddie. Absolutely. And Kev Dog gave me a let's go. I got Banks drop it in and stuck a meeting at work. Need y'all to watch in my plays till I can catch the replay. Sweet. Thank you. Amazing. Disgrace did it. Grampy Hotep, a.k.a. Reaccion Puerto Rico. Got me a couple let's goes. Oh, and this is a special one. I got a couple special let's goes today. Here's a favorite. America's back, bitches. That's pretty cool. Have y'all ever seen a bald eagle up close? Like there's a bird sanctuary here in the Twin Cities that has a couple eagles that they've rescued that were injured, and they're getting them back in shape. Eagles are freaking huge birds. Like eagles are bigger than turkeys, or they're at least as big as turkey. They're huge, and their claws are as big as my freaking hands. It's crazy how big turkeys are. Anyway, I'm glad you wanted to have a turkey lesson there. Also, thank you. Who else here? Reaction Puerto Rico, Man Squatch, Somnambule Nation, Lib Salty Tears, and Mr. X. Thank you for retweeting the show. Greatly appreciate it. And then another one of my favorites is this one. Somnambule Nation dropped a let's go. Haha. Yeah, there you go. Eagles are tasty too. You do not know if eagles are tasty. Do not say that. That is not, that's not being a good American, but I'm never sure who's an American anyway. Okay, so there you go. So welcome to Texas. A lot of people have been, someone says welcome to Texas, Mr. Musk too. So there you go. A lot of people saying welcome to Texas. What we have one, here's a good one too. We have one requirement when you get to Texas. I repeat, don't pass out from the pure joy of enjoying freedom. Welcome to Texas, bitches. All right. So lots of welcome to Texas tweets. By the way, other important news, Kamala Harris has officially conceded the election. Kamala Harris concedes the election, but not the fight. Uh-oh, that's a quote. Is she going to be fueling discord? Is she going to be fueling violence by using the word fight? This is CNN says. Let's put that to the middle so you can see it. There we go. Washington, CNN. Vice President Kamala Harris offered an uplifting, positive charge to her supporters as she conceded the 2024 presidential election, which she lost by the Electoral College and the popular vote. Just got to add that in there because they didn't. Acknowledging the stinging loss while committing to a peaceful transfer of power and vowing to fight, them's fighting words, in a much different way than a defeated presidential candidate promised 4 years ago. Well, this election is not in dispute whatsoever. Let's just put it that way. Even though there's still probably some shenanigans going out there, but you know how that works. She's quote, earlier today I spoke with President-elect Donald Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power, she said in remarks at Howard University, her alma mater in Washington, D.C. In making the remarks, Harris did something her opponent refused to do. You know, it's so, okay. It's like they have to drop these digs at Donald Trump. They hate him so much that rather than making a conciliatory statement as the vice president has done, they have to make sure that you want to hate him as much as possible. They want him, well, they just want more pew-pews aimed at him. It's almost like that. They have to demonize him at every turn. Okay? They could have left that out. They just could have said, yeah, it was unnecessary. Another quote, let's see. So in making her remarks, Harris did something that her opponent refused to do in the aftermath of the 2020 election, accept the results. Well, let me ask you this. This is CNN. If there were any hint that there were shenanigans going on and that, suddenly there's all these votes showing up that, out of the blue, you would say she should never question that. By the way, there are a lot of election deniers happening right now on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. And all over the place. It's and by the way, it is illegal to question elections, and if you do in the state of Michigan, you could be put in jail. So just letting you know that. Quote from Harris, a fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. Not necessarily. What the fuck are you talking about? Did Al Gore accept the results in Florida in 2000? Did John Kerry accept the results in the election in 2004? Did 8 or 9 congressmen accept the results in 2016 when they objected to the electors that were chosen by the states that sent them? What do you mean that we accept the results? I can give you example after example of how many times Democrats don't accept the results. Hillary Clinton still doesn't accept the results from 2016. Whether she eventually conceded or not, she still says Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. You all are full of shit. You came up with some bullshit about Russia, and you're still talking about it. In fact, Rachel Maddow on MSNBC last night was talking about some shit about, well, this doesn't look right. There's something going on here. There's something wrong. There must have been something wrong. She's now election conspiracy theory central. Shut the fuck up. Just say I lost. Good luck. We'll help you out. Good night. That's all you had to say. But they're all taking their little shots. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States and loyalty to our conscience and our God. My allegiance to all three is why I'm here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. There she used that word fight again. I'm telling you, what up, Quippers? 108 days after her campaign began, the self-described joyful warrior, none of her team sounded too joyful in the last week of this election because they knew they were losing. Anyway, spoke about her loss in determined terms as she sought to reassure the American people. I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it, but we must accept the results of this election, she said. Closing a chapter on the history books after a tense campaign. Tense? What was tense about the campaign? They were joyful, I thought. Anyway. The gun fox just show up? What up, Darren Root? The vice president offered a call to supporters to roll up our sleeves in response to election results. Oh, so you can punch people easier? I'm telling you, there's all kinds of violent rhetoric within her speech here. Do not despair. This is not the time to throw up our hands. No, you just want to throw hands, don't you? This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Yeah, that's what the people chose, but just not with you. What up to my other favorite Canadian? Unacceptable views. She vowed to wage that fight again. Violent rhetoric. In the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. Oh, in the courts? You mean you're going to do more lawfare? I've heard there's a whole bunch of shit going on. I tell you, I can't even get into it. I'm doing trending shit right now. As well, in quieter ways, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by always using our strength to lift people up. Well, we're going to show you some of this kindness and respect in a minute. She also sent messages to her more youthful supporters. Which she barely won that group to. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. No, it's not. No, it's not. Just live your fucking life. I guarantee you, 99% of the things that come out of Washington are going to affect you very little. Okay, live your freaking lives and stop worrying about it. And just make yourself a little smarter. Read some books, read some other opinions, read multiple opinions from all different sides of the spectrum, and then try and figure it out. But Jesus Christ, stop being disappointed. American democracy won. This democracy that you all keep talking about that suddenly Democrats are kind of skeptical of, it's still okay. Suck it up and keep moving. Here again, though, her violent rhetoric to the young people who are watching. It is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, can't believe she's using that language, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. Oh, you're going to play the long game. That doesn't mean we won't win. Maybe if things start looking up because of a different president, they might say, well, you might have to wait for that win for a long fucking time. I hope that's the case. I hope you should be hoping that we win with the president we get, even if you didn't get the one you wanted. That's the way you should think. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. She keeps repeating herself. I don't know if she's trying to be like, who's that one dude that always repeats himself 3 times when he talks? I can't remember his name. The brother. Hello, Jether Header. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. Well, that is true. Holy fuck. Listen to this next sentence. Listen to the next sentence. Hello, Shrapnel. Listen to this next sentence. With the glass ceiling still intact, Harris did not directly address the nation's failure to reach the historic barrier-breaking outcome of a female president for the second time, something she largely avoided highlighting on the campaign trail rather than letting surrogates do the talking for her. Was that the goal? Was that the most important thing in the goal? With the glass, listen to this sentence again. With the glass ceiling still intact, Harris did not directly address the nation's failure to reach the historic barrier-breaking outcome. I'm sorry, was that something we were supposed to do? It was our job to reach the barrier-breaking outcome of a female president? Why? What if she completely sucks? And I don't mean in the good way. Which I hear. Okay, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that. That's rude. That's not our goal. Our goal is to put the best person in the office of president. And you know what we did? Here's what we did. We actually embraced the idea that women are equal by not voting for her. We embraced the idea that women are equal by not voting for her instead of just voting for her because she's a woman. We actually treated her as an equal by not voting for the worst candidate rather than treating her as something special by putting her in office. Y'all have this backwards. See, you're the sexist ones. We are, I said this morning too. So, the people who voted for Trump over Joe Biden, probably the overwhelming majority of those same people voted for Trump over Kamala Harris. So what we did is we treated Joe Biden and Kamala Harris equally. Now, all those people who voted for Biden, and there's like 15 million of them at least, all those people who voted for Biden but didn't vote for Kamala Harris, those are the people you should probably be concerned about sexism, misogyny, or whatever. Or she was just that bad. She was just that bad that they couldn't bring themselves to get excited and come out and vote for her. But it's certainly all these pundits are saying it was sexism, misogyny, blah 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 blah. No, all the people who voted for Trump in 2020, who voted for Trump in 2024, who didn't vote for Joe Biden, who didn't vote for Harris, they treated them as equals. They were equally bad. So, shut the fuck up. And we had no obligation to, what did they say? To reach the historic barrier-breaking outcome of a female president. There's no obligation to do that. If a woman gets elected to president of the United States, I hope to damn well sure she's the best candidate in that election. And I will accept it because I want the best candidate to win the election. And if that best candidate is a woman, I'll sure as fuck vote for her. Wasn't it this time? Sorry. But she offered a nod to the moment. Don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. Yeah, but we were unburdened. Actually, we are now unburdened by what has been, that's for sure. Anyway, they wrote a whole lot more, but the point is she conceded. Good for her. Fucking la-ti-da. Also the trending topics today. Oh, Fang Fang is trending. You remember Fang Fang, right? You all know who Fang Fang is. That's Eric Swalwell's. Oh my God, I almost said fuckhole, but I can't even think of another name to call her. Well, Fang Fang's trending because Eric Swalwell reared his ugly head, the giant fucking watermelon on top of his neck, because he did. Look, a lot of these Democrats are really like making a call to violence as far as I'm concerned. Here's Eric Swalwell saying, not going quietly. You're not either. Let's get loud and let's get going. Let's just shut the fuck up, Eric. You lost popular vote, the electoral vote. You lost Senate seats. You didn't win the House. Fuck off. But anyway, someone here says, be careful. We have enough to put you in a prison cell, and we both know it, starting with why you're no longer an HPSCI. I doubt Speaker Johnson would stand in the way of a criminal investigation of you. Watch your step in your mouth. Well, I don't know about that. It's possible because, national security risks, having sex with Chinese spies. So a lot of people are mentioning Fang Fang. As loud as you want, and go as loud as you want, you fucking traitor. But make no mistake, you're going. How's Fang Fang these days? Holy shit. Lots of people telling Eric Swalwell to shut the fuck up, and that's appropriate. Also is trending. Voter ID is trending. Now, I didn't even skim through this. I just clicked it and said, oh, we'll talk about this one today. Oh, by the way, here's something. This is interesting. Kamala, and notice I'm saying her name right. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. It's Chameleon. Hotep Dutch, what's up? Salute to you, too. Uncle Ercole Di Stefano's in the house. Okay, so some people are making the point that Kamala won every single state that does not require voter ID. She did win a single state that requires it. It's insane that this is just being ignored. So this is a list of, this shows all the states that have voter ID requirements, and apparently that matches the electoral count. I know she didn't win a single state that had. Wait a minute. She didn't win a single state that requires voter ID. I didn't think. Does Michigan require voter ID? I don't remember that. I didn't think they did. I mean, if that crazy crack whore. I don't know why that came out of my mouth, but that crazy crack whore is the Secretary of State. I don't know how they allow people having voter ID. What else is trending? Jimmy Kimmel's trending. Oh, now this is some salt. You know how Jimmy Kimmel gets. He gets a little weepy. And Juanita Broderick, Bill Clinton's victim, says this insufferable prick is crying because his name is about to be revealed on the Diddy or Epstein list. Oh, baby, that's that's harsh. Let's raise a glass to some salty Jimmy Kimmel tears. Here we go. Look at his this little bitch. Look at him.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night.
It was a great night. Yeah. It was a fan-fucking-tastic night. What are you talking about, Jimmy?
A terrible night for women, for children.
No, not for the women who are not going to get, we don't want to get harassed by, never mind, illegal aliens.
Hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go.
No, just the ones who are here illegally living in hotels that are being paid by your tax dollars, you little bitch.
For healthcare.
No, not for healthcare. Really? No, maybe we won't need as much health care if we get America healthy again. Now, I don't know that that's going to be a magic bullet to have RFK Jr. doing health shit and whatever, but we got to get back on that track. I mean, it's probably a known way that that your food is killing you right now. Just saying.
For science.
No, not for science. No, maybe, look, science right now. Here's science right now. Science right now, just like, well, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example from the past because this is a good example. Back in the day, probably in the early 1900s, science proved that smoking cigarettes was good for you. Often our science in this country supports whatever theory the person who is paying you for it wants you to prove. So, in science said cigarette smoking was good for you. Science told you that orange juice and breakfast cereals are good for you, even though they're just chock full of sugar and whatever, and orange juice. Science, because the orange growers in Florida and California were having trouble selling oranges. Science and government paid science said, oh, let's do a study on orange juice being good for you and vitamin C and this and that. And actually, orange juice is not all that great for you. It's delicious. I love me some orange juice. But the idea that orange juice is good for you, no, not really. It's not. I mean, it's just juice. Juicing is not all that great for you. Basically, what you're doing is you're extracting the sugars and the pulp, and there's a lot of sugar just naturally in orange juice. I mean, but not that it's bad for you, but they try to make it good for you. Or all these breakfast cereals. Oh, they made a whole fucking food pyramid based on science that just happened to coincide with some of the food industry's things that are probably the reason we're so fat and sick in the United States compared to other countries. So, yeah, science is a mixed bag. The science has done some fan-fucking-tastic things and probably has improved our life, 1,000-fold since Copernicus. So, but let's just not pretend that science is the godly thing it is. Remember, Dr. Anthony Fauci lied to you about a lab leak. So, fuck science sometimes. Let's fuck those scientists that are shitheads. Okay, back to Jimmy Kimmel about to cry his little eyes out.
Journalism, for justice, for free speech.
For free speech? Oh, so back up here, bitch. The candidate you wanted us to vote for was saying, "Oh, maybe we should dial back some of that free speech shit." Did you miss that one, Jimmy?
A terrible night for poor people. For the
no. Under Trump the first time, there were fewer poor people. Things got better. The poverty rate went down. What the fuck are you talking about?
Middle class, for seniors.
The middle class? Do you think the Biden administration has been good for the middle class? The Biden-Harris administration has been good for the middle class? And they always try to get the middle class because the middle class probably votes the most, and there's a lot of us. That's most of us are. Vast majority of people are in the middle class, or at least think they're in the middle class. Well, my grocery bill says otherwise. What up, Gore? Nice to see you. Tales of Gore's in the house. What's up? Once upon a time, the science said gentleman did not need to wash his hands before performing surgery. They drummed a guy called Semmelweis out of the medical profession for suggesting it. Yeah, that was science. Don't wash your hands before surgery. So there you go. Fruit sugars are okay if left intact with their fiber for sustained release. Fruit juice is fine if you're healthy, in my opinion, not a doctor. Yeah, juice is fine. It won't hurt. It won't kill you, but it's not the best thing for you. Yeah, the juice is better with the fibers that are, intact when you eat fruit. But anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, what else? Who else has had a bad night, Jimmy?
Rely on Social Security.
No, why? Why do people who rely on Social Security? Guess what? The people who rely on Social Security have been really fucked over the last 4 years. If you think about it, if the price of everything goes up, but you're on a fixed income of Social Security, yeah, you're deciding whether you buy toilet paper or food. You might have to walk around with some stinky ass for a while. Good God, Jimmy. You act like all of these things have just been under Joe Biden. It's just been fantastic, and you're an idiot because you don't have to worry about it because you make probably $200,000-$300,000 a show. Why? Nobody knows why Jimmy gets paid. Nobody knows 'cause he sucks. I just wrote that.
For our allies in Ukraine.
Your allies in Ukraine. Now he's going into tears. Yeah, a lot of our allies in Ukraine are dead. Jimmy. Not getting better. And the cokehead that keeps asking us for money, Joe just keeps giving it to him to buy more weapons to continue a war so more people in Ukraine can die. Instead of coming to the table and figure out what the fuck we're going to do over there. The fuck you talking about, Jimmy? Here he goes. Here come the tears.
For NATO?
NATO? What's wrong with NATO? Just because we're asking NATO to do their fair share, we're not talking about getting out of NATO, but we want them to step it up a little bit too, so we don't have to carry all the burden. Because the American taxpayers carry the burden for protecting the whole world. How about NATO step up and help us out a little more? Because we're pretty heavy duty into debt.
The truth.
The truth? Yeah, the truth. Yeah, we went through the whole truth during COVID and the shots and the jabs and the Fauci and all that bullshit. The truth, the Cuomo putting people in, putting COVID patients in nursing homes and killing off a bunch of people. Yeah, the truth, that the schools needed to be closed. The truth, there's a whole lot of shit that's not the truth. The 51 intelligence officers, the truth, fuck right off. The truth. Kiss all of my fat ass.
And democracy.
Democracy, you mean Democrats in power. Remember, anytime they say democracy, that means not even just Democrats, our people in power. The people who know better than you need to be in power. The people who are smarter than you. Yes, we're just so smart and we are perfect and whatnot.
And decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone.
Decency. Oh, that's interesting. We'll talk about that in a second.
Everyone who voted against him, and guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Oh, yeah, you crying little bitch. Okay, well, let's talk about decency, because I remember a different Jimmy Kimmel. Remember the Man Show? I mean, he's saying decency. I don't even know, because, look, and I thought, personally, the Man Show was funny. They were funny. You could tell dumb jokes and whatnot. But remember, Jimmy Kimmel and decency isn't necessarily synonymous. Now, before I scroll here, make sure that there's no body parts on the screen. Let's see. How does one go from the Man Show to that? That's a good question. When he and Corolla, I wonder if they have any Man Show clips, because right now they just got clips of him being a bitch. Yeah, the Man Show where they did Girls on Trampoline. Yes, the Jimmy Kimmel, the feminist icon. And Girls on Trampolines was Jimmy Kimmel's idea, I'm sure. Oh, this Jimmy Kimmel? You mean Jimmy Blackface Kimmel and decency? Yeah, there's some decency. Now, personally, I thought his imitation of Charles Barkley was fucking hilarious. Although this one's when he does Karl Malone. He does them both. Karl Malone. His Karl Malone impression was hilarious. And I didn't really give a shit. I cared about that about as much as I cared about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I thought that was hilarious. And what's funny is most brothers, while they're not happy about blackface, that little bit in Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. That is some funny shit. And in fact, Robert Downey Jr. was doing an interview once, and he was getting really worried about that because the whole blackface thing started becoming a major issue in the last 20 years. I mean, it's always been an issue, but it never became something you could be canceled for. And so he says that brothers come up to him all the time. He says, that was wrong, but that was some funny shit. So I'm okay with at least him. But Jimmy Kimmel, Mr. Holier Than Thou. Oh, here's another one. Jimmy Kimmel, like pretending to hump a woman at an observation deck, pretending to eat her ass. Yes, that's Jimmy Kimmel. Now he's holier than thou. All right, let's move on. Schumer is trending. Now, I thought this was going to be Chuck Schumer, the smarmy prick from New York, Senator Chuck, the smarmy prick from New York, Schumer. That's his name. That's his full name. I just have to clarify. And I thought it was going to be about Chuck Schumer. But no, this is about a different Schumer that's trending along with multiple other celebrities. And here is why. When can we expect your exit from the country? Alec Baldwin, Whoopi Goldberg, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, Rob Reiner, Barbra Streisand, Cher, Madonna, Bruce Springsteen, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Tom Hanks, Amy Schumer, Megan Rapinoe, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, AOC, Bill Gates, Jane Fonda, George Clooney, Hunter Biden, and Oprah Winfrey. Any celebrities yet in Canada? My Canadian friends, have you seen any celebrity spottings yet? Oh, shouldn't say spotting. That's gross. Celebrity sightings? I don't think you want to see Amy Schumer's spotting. Oh my God. Let me. All right. I'll be better. Yeah, the celebrity exodus from the United States hasn't happened yet. We'll give it a few weeks. Springsteen, De Niro, Cher, Schumer, Samuel Jackson, Whoopi Goldberg, Miley Cyrus, George Lopez, Raven Simone, Bryan Cranston, Streisand, Nev Campbell, and all your ilk. Your plane is idling on the runway. Do the honorable thing. Live up to your threat. Well, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Yoko Ono, Dolly Parton didn't say anything about that. Did she? Dolly Parton wouldn't say that shit. She don't care. She got business in Dollywood. But I am worried about the celebrities that may have shown up at a Diddy party or two. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the Jeffrey Epstein list. But that's why I'm surprised that is DiCaprio even in the country right now. I think he left the country as soon as Diddy got arrested. LeBron James, I'd be concerned. Yeah. I'd be, because he even said there ain't no party like a Diddy party. Alec Baldwin, oh my God, yeah, Whoopi. By the way, I did not watch any more of The View yesterday. I wish I would have, and I don't have any clips. But there you go. So now, but the correct Schumer, people are also reminding us that Chuck Schumer was one of these guys that thought this was a good idea to say on a national television. Remember this clip from Chuck Schumer? I'm sorry, I should use his full name. Senator Chuck, the smarmy prick from New York, Schumer. Here he is.
But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
You take on the intelligence community. They have 6 ways from Sunday.
Look how when he said this too. Look at the little smirky smile, smarmy prick fucking smile on his face when he says this. He's so excited. Oh, when you fuck with the intelligence community, you got 6 ways to Sunday.
Getting back at you. So
look at him. He's
even
just
for
smiling.
a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
Yeah, well, they did their best now, didn't they? So anyway, I I think one of the reasons he's trending, because Chuck's no longer to be the majority leader of the Senate. And nothing can make me happier because this motherfucker is the guy who, oh, what is that? Oh, that's, okay, I probably shouldn't have that on the screen, but they are all fake, so I can get away with it on YouTube. Yes, that, well, except for Chuck's tits. Anyway, moving on. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Let's go. I'm going to leave that in the links today. You got to have that in the links. Oh, when he did that photo op with the raw burgers and he already put cheese on them and they're on the grill. They look, they're still frozen. It's just insane. All right, let's see. What else is the trend? Oh, Friendsgiving is trending. Friendsgiving. Do any of you have a Friendsgiving? I really didn't really understand this trend. Although what I did realize is that we actually had this. I was doing this and I didn't even know it because I didn't know what you call it. So, because we have some friends that always invite us over like in the Thanksgiving season and we have this big meal and usually there's some turkey and all kinds of Thanksgiving style food and everyone brings something really good and we just gorge ourselves and it's fun. And I didn't know that was called Friendsgiving, but it kind of is when you just get together with your friends because you know on Thanksgiving you get together with your family. Well, apparently Friendsgiving is trending because a lot of people are really upset with their Trump supporting family and friends. So for example, Friendsgiving exactly 3 weeks away. So who's been uninvited from Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving like it's 2020 again? Don't lie. Just know that guest list has been trimmed down with friends and families. Scanning y'all, scratching my head. So this is, so here we go. First Thanksgiving with Trump back in office. What is this saying? Here, let's play this.
Beans, greens, potatoes,
oh,
tomatoes,
that's
lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it.
Okay, so that's the first Thanksgiving back from with Trump back. But there's a lot of people out here. Here we go. Someone named Sierra. My dad just called me to tell me he got uninvited from Friendsgiving because he voted Trump. Can you guys all say cool stuff to my dad in the comment section so we can get him off Facebook and onto X? Hey, now I support that. Yeah. Somebody here, I'm thinking about doing a Friendsgiving this year and cooking a big meal and ghosting my family. I don't know. Oh, because you must be mad that Trump's won. Let's see. Other people got invited to a Friendsgiving for the first time in my life. My loserdom is over. Okay. I didn't know this was a thing, and I've been going to one for the last 4 years. I had no idea. Uninviting them seems unfriendly. And you know, it kind of is. And it's not very inclusive and loving and all the other shit they say you're supposed to be. Screw it. I'll throw a Friendsgiving for the man. Okay, I see. So people are supporting this person. So people are saying, yeah, I'll throw a Friendsgiving for him, you know, and go to a Friendsgiving if your family tells you to fuck off. All right, there you go. That's why Friendsgiving is trending. Moving on. IQ of 130. Now this is interesting. Now I've seen a lot of videos like this too. There are women who believe they're super duper. They think they're super duper smart, and they're saying shit like this. Here we go. Trump president equals 4B. I don't know what that means. Let's see what she has to say.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130.
Okay, let's just stop there. IQ of 130 is trending because of this young lady. She thinks men don't listen to her because she has an IQ of 130. That's an interesting way to start this. Survey says the buzzer has spoken. Let's see what else she has to say with her IQ of 130.
But I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably going to stay dry.
Okay. And so half the female population is dry. Well, half the female population's over 40 too, or 50, and probably already has a man. So that's, or a woman or whatever. They already have their thing. So, okay.
I'm dry as a desert, baby, and I don't want it to change.
Okay, no one's chasing you, hun. What the fuck? Who cares? oh my God, you're not going to have sex with me. My life is over. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't expect to meet you in real life ever.
I'm not gonna like you anymore.
Oh no, you didn't like me before, bitch. What are you talking about? I did, and I certainly didn't like you. This is the first time I even see your dumb ass. Oh, I'm sorry. You're super smart. You're super smart ass.
Matter if you
wait.
You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you take away abortion. Like, we'll want to have your babies even less, right? Even if you take away contraception, like, women are really good.
Even the white dudes for
at
Harris?
Celibacy, because you guys are actually a threat to us.
Oh.
So we have a lot less to gain from you.
That's a weird generalization.
Yeah,
I just saw video after video of white dudes for Harris. Now, maybe I can understand why you wouldn't have sex with them, because generally they'd rather have you peg them or something. But I don't understand this line of reasoning. Like, you are all that. Like, I can't live with the fact that you are dry and aren't having sex with anybody. This is hilarious to me. It's not that I don't give a fuck, because I give a fuck enough to laugh at your stupid ass, but what does this mean?
All the way. Let's make some money, I guess.
Okay, go ahead. Good for you. It'll help the economy. Make America great again, bitch. Who cares? Thank you, Avocados Diablo, for being this. By the way, Avocados Diablo, the first sponsor of the day. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you for doing that. We needed some levity here, because I'm always so serious. Avocados Diablo says she has an IQ of 30, and had never heard. Wait. She says she has an IQ of 30 and has never heard of lube. Well, she said 130, but yeah, she's never heard of lube. I mean, come on, just go to a Diddy party. They have cases and cases of baby oil, hun. What the hell? If you're that dry. Oh, people are savaging this person, though. But here it is. So, let's see. Me liking every tweet making fun of a woman claiming she has an IQ of 130, saying she will now stay dry. Well, stay dry, bitch. And not sleep with men because Trump was elected as a punishment for taking away her right to an abortion. Let's see. What's this? Oh, these are all the people who are responding to her. And there's the dog responding to her. And there she is, the dry bitch. Let's see. I don't know how an IQ of 130, or I don't know about an IQ of 130, but old Hank at the Feed and Seed, the one with the lazy guy that lost an arm in the combine a few years back, not the other one. I bet he can tell you don't need abortion if you ain't having sex. Just saying. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, or Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy. Oh, yeah, you met 130. I knew that, AD. Let's see. Pew survey found that 56% of liberal white women aged 18 to 29 have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. The data shows three main effects: gender, women higher; age, youngest groups higher; and politics, liberals higher. When all three are combined, it is the young liberal women who are the highest, as in having mental health conditions. They are so high that a majority of them said yes. There you go. All right, so anyway, lots of people ripping this chick. Oh, here we go. IQ of 130. Yes, please warn us of who has the mental health disease by posting more of these videos. Trust us, ladies. We men don't want babies with crazy. You're doing us all a favor. Thank you. Yes, that is very, very astute by that young gentleman who probably doesn't have an STD and will not catch one from this young lady who's super dry. All right, moving on. I'm almost done here. Margie's trending. I couldn't quite figure out why the term Margie was trending, but someone named Margie Grandeur says, interestingly, killing unborn babies hasn't turned out to be the most pressing women's issue in America. Maybe healthy kids and the grocery bill are. But that's none of my business. Yeah, me digging up old memes. Now, and also, here's one now. Do you support Jenna Griswold going to prison for illegally leaking the codes to the election machines. Oh, crazy eyes Jen here. Is that in Colorado? I think that's Colorado, right? Yeah, that's Colorado. Oh, she's the type to go to a gym and accuse everyone of looking at her. Oh, that girl, that chick, the dry chick. Jethro Hetero, is it normal to be dry even if celibate? Doesn't sound right to me, but I'm not sure. I have no vag. Okay, well, ladies, maybe you can answer Jethro Hetero in the chat. So anyway, yeah, there's no real reason why someone named Margie is trending, so we'll just move on. Let's see what else is here. Oh, Massachusetts. This is a big one. This is an important one. And Scribe Light, our friend of the show, has a very, very astute take on this. But let me start with the take itself. So this is the governor of Massachusetts. Now remember, we have a little bit of a problem with people crossing our border in an illegal manner, or even just us bringing people over here with fake asylum claims, and then they kind of just meld in and whatever. So the governor of Massachusetts was on MSNBC, MSDNC, whatever you want to call it, just the mess. She was on the mess. And she said this.
If the Trump administration requests it, would the Massachusetts State Police assist in mass deportations?
Good question.
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
You know, let me say this. I do think it's important that we all recognize that there's going to be a lot of pressure on states and state officials. And I can assure you, we're going to work really hard to deliver. Some realities also need to be, noted, and that is in 2016, we had a very different situation in the courts. And
you know why? Because there weren't as many illegal immigrants crossing the border. But maybe that's not what you're talking about. Hello, Donkey Punch Bandit. What up?
And well, I'm sure there may be litigation ahead. You know, there's a lot of other ways that people are going to act and need to act for the sake of their states and their residents. There's regulatory authority and executive powers and the like. There's legislation also within our states. So I think that the key here is that, every tool in the toolbox has got to be used to protect our citizens, to protect our residents, and protect our...
So she says to protect our citizens, and she immediately realized she fucked up and then said protect our residents. What if your residents are, say, a group of 30 or 40 members of MS-13? They're out there killing people, or each other even. Should they have been here in the first place? Probably not. But you know what? Massachusetts is a sanctuary state. That's funny how they were complaining about how Ron DeSantis or some of these Republican governors were, or Texas even, was, not following federal laws or going against the federal laws, right? But it's just fine with the sanctuary states, right? They can just disregard our federal laws. They don't care, it's the D in parentheses that matters when it comes to who can and who can't do certain things.
States, and certainly to hold the line on democracy and the rule of law.
What?
As a basic principle, right?
What? On democracy and the rule of law. What is the rule of law, Governor? Wouldn't the rule of law be that people who cross our border and are residing in our country illegally be deported? That would be the rule of law. You have it completely fucking backwards. That's just fascinating. But hey, I'll tell you what, if Massachusetts wants to take them all, okay, President Trump, the governor of Massachusetts just said that they can all come to Massachusetts. Just send them all, put them all there. Take all the ones from New York City, Take all the ones they sent to Florida, North Carolina. They sent them from, they got them in Ohio. Send all of them. Put them all in Massachusetts then. But don't you dare ask us for any resources to accommodate them. There, that's my solution. If I could, what did Obama say? A pen and a phone. If I have a phone and a pen, there's what my phone and pen would be doing. All you sanctuary states, you can have them. But guess what? We're not gonna make them citizens ever. And we're gonna change the census that you must be in the country legally to be on the census, or at least for apportionment purposes. That's what it should be. They should not count in the census as far as apportionment for representative in our United States government. Okay. So you can have them. We're not going to count them towards your population for apportionment purposes. You deal with it. We're not giving you shit to do it. There. That's my solution. And your citizens can let your citizens decide in the long run. If your citizens like it, great. More power to you. Then you can have them. That's even better. If your citizens love it, great. Oh, but here's the other thing that's trending that may have an effect on this idea. Martha's Vineyard's trending. And because yes, and the most prominent phrase is, except when they're sent to Martha's Vineyard, right? By the way, Trump did make some gains in Massachusetts, too, according to that headline in MSNBC, The Mess, also known as The Mess. I'm just going to start calling it The Mess. What if they're in Martha's Vineyard, Mara? Now, let's see. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Oh, this is another thing about Martha's Vineyard. Barack and Michelle made their play to return to relevance and made this election all the more ugly with their race baiting. Go back to your rich white liberal friends in Martha's Vineyard and please don't ever come back. Oh, yeah, here's the Obama statement on the election. Now, this is, again, we know why Kamala Harris lost, because she's Kamala Harris. We treated her equally and decided that, no, sorry, we're not doing that shit. But this was a statement made on November 6th by Barack Obama and his wife. Over the last few weeks and through Election Day, millions of Americans cast their votes, not just for president, but for leaders at every level. Now the results are in, and we want to congratulate President Trump and Senator Vance on their victory. This is obviously not the outcome we had hoped for, given our profound disagreements. I'm not saying, I was going to do it in his voice, but nah, I'm not. With the Republican ticket on the whole, I'm sorry. This is obviously not the outcome we had hoped for, given our profound disagreements with the Republican ticket on a whole host of issues. But living in a democracy is about recognizing that our point of view won't always win out, and being willing to accept the peaceful transfer of power. See, they're all pretending like nothing happened in 2020 except that Donald Trump just had an irrational outbreak and caused an insurrection. That's what they want to try to make it sound like. Wait till, I'm telling you right now, because there are protests breaking out. There's protests in Chicago and Seattle, nothing violent yet, although Seattle had some pseudo violence and the police kind of said, fuck that, we're not doing this shit again. But this is just a few days after the election. And besides, the reason they didn't have protests a couple days ago is because the signs weren't made yet. I had to laugh. There's this big protest in Chicago yesterday, and they have all these professionally printed signs, which tells me this wasn't exactly an organic happening. You know what I mean? If it was organic, it would have just broken out and there'd be no signs. They'd be marching the street. No, they had, I'll show it to you in a second. They had all these professionals. Oh, Joe didn't step down. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it at 11 o'clock. I forgot it's Eastern time. Anyway, pseudo-violence, like being a little pregnant. Well, yeah, no, they had some scuffles with police and shit, but for the most part, the police were like, no, we ain't playing this shit right now. But anyway, let me read the rest of this. Michelle and I could not be prouder of Vice President Harris and Governor Walz, two extraordinary public servants who ran a remarkable campaign. Wasn't that remarkable? And we will always be grateful to the staff and volunteers who poured their heart and soul into electing public servants they truly believed in. As I said on the campaign trail, America has been through a lot over the last few years, from a historic pandemic to price hikes resulting from the pandemic to rapid change, and the feelings a lot of folks have that no matter how hard they work, treading water is the best they can do. Those conditions have created headwinds for Democratic incumbents around the world. Around the world? What? And last night showed that America is not immune. The good news is that these problems are solvable, but only if we listen to each other and only if we abide by the core constitutional principles and democratic norms that made this country great. In a country as big and diverse as ours, we won't always see eye to eye on everything, but progress requires us to extend good faith and grace even to the people with whom we deeply disagree, and that's how we've come this far. And it's how we'll keep building a country that is more fair and more just, more equal and more free. Okay. I don't have a problem with this message. It's the right message. Okay. It was very different than his angry message over the last few days of the campaign. But I let me just say, a lot of people take Obama, as their heart and soul. So I guess I do appreciate the tone of the message. Only one small shot that they took. All right. We're going to finish up with a couple things. Finland is trending. Don't know why. I don't have any articles open today, so we're just doing this. And I don't have a lot of salty tears out here today. But someone here says the U.S. shifts to the right, and Italy, and France, and Germany, and Austria, and Holland, and Denmark, and Norway, and Switzerland, and Israel, and Finland, and Greece. And voters around the West are fed up with so much that's going wrong. So that's interesting. Someone says, I fully support American leftists moving permanently to Finland. No, Finland, Americans, oh, here it is. This is some, jackhole who thinks, oh my God, you should leave the country if Trump's president. Americans, Finland welcomes you. We have everything America has minus the common stupidity, and we know how to protect our citizens. Yeah, you know what? Because every household in Finland has a semi-automatic weapon in it. A semi-automatic weapon in it. They are total gun people in Finland, just like they are in Switzerland. Don't be afraid of Russia behind our border. We have always managed to handle them. Oh, I get it. They think that the Russians had something to do with this election. Oh, we should talk to Rachel Maddow. She could probably explain it to them. I'm sure she could. So anyway, that's go figure. And then finally, Kari Lake is trending. Now in Arizona, Trump had a great turnaround of the election in Arizona, right? And he's won Arizona. But apparently the election between Kari Lake and what's the guy? I can't remember the name of the person he's running against. But apparently they haven't resolved the vote count in Arizona. Now, this was 8 hours ago. The vote count in Arizona Senate race between Kari Lake and Ruben Gallego hasn't moved in hours, and we're supposed to think this is totally normal. Meanwhile, Trump flipped Arizona with ease. Make it make sense. So let's see. This has been going on in Arizona for years. I first noticed in 2016 when it took Arizona several weeks to finally complete their count. I didn't really read anyone talking about it back then. Arizona has a dirty electioneering core where you clearly have to make nice with them. Kari Lake offended them right off the bat in 2022, and she'll never recover from it. Now, apparently, so let's see. This is the Harris-Trump map. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't know what that's from. But yeah, so anyway, they're still counting. I'm sure it's Maricopa County too, because it always is. Hi, Annalyn. I just saw you here. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Has anyone heard anything if they're done with that or no? We speak English and isn't quite as cold. 12 hours, they're cheating. Yeah. Razorfist did a good breakdown on the Arizona thing. Well, you know what? Should we just look? I'm not as good as Razorfist at this shit. Maybe we should just maybe we should just ask Razor Fist. Let's see here. I know I saw where is it? I thought he had a video up here somewhere. Let's go Razor Fist. Oh my goodness. What is that? There's a lot of like, I don't know why all of a sudden YouTube really has all the boob stuff going on. Like not like naked boobs, but just stuff. Let's see. Let's do a Razor rant. Should we? Let's do a Razor rant. Maybe I'll get in trouble for that. Maybe he'll be cool about this or something. I don't know. But I just want to do a Razor rant because they're always entertaining. It's 8 minutes long, but I like the fact that he uses alliteration a lot. He's really good at that. There we go.
Fetch Bono his car keys and Rob Reiner his Zippo, because it is official. Trump is the biggest woman beater in American politics. First Hillary, now.
Also, he's really good at connecting words that don't necessarily go together, but you understand exactly what he means.
Now Kamala, geez, Don, who do you think you are, Ruben Gallego?
This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Do you see that? Wait, where'd it go? Hang on. Right here. Look at this motherfucker. You see that? Is my cursor's showing, right? Look at this motherfucker. That's Barron Trump. He's super tall. I just think it's funny. Anyway.
This is a magnificent.
He's the tallest guy on stage. And he just graduated high school. I mean, he was that tall when he was 15 too. He hasn't grown much since he was 15, but he's tall. And Melania's there. Is that the real Melania or the fake Melania? And they keep saying there's a fake Melania. I don't believe it.
Victory for the American
All right, back to
people
Razor.
That will allow us to make America great again.
Uh-huh.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad? You're telling me.
Oh, this is precious.
Finally had the balls to bring a pew pew, and he missed. We were a second away. We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed.
Okay, I don't want to play his intro. I don't know where he gets that music from. And his music at the end, I got to be careful because he plays a lot of stuff that's not his.
Smiled as Trump pulled off what we were all assured was utterly impossible. 2 non-consecutive terms, popular vote and electoral, presidency
with the finger
and down ticket, DNC, pronoun posse. So stunningly sorry to hear about your electoral prolapse, princess. I speculated early that with Biden's complete cognitive collapse in the debates, the failed assassination attempt on Trump, only after which did the old man Muppet shuffle off to the convalescent.
Just the words, his choice of words is stunning. The old man Muppet.
Wing of Martha's Vineyard that Kamala Harris as a nominee was all but inevitable. The left could crow and cry about wanting Newsom or Big Mike, but truth was Harris did the only thing she's best at.
Lose.
Well, okay, the thing she's best at above belt level. Backroom maneuvering and glad handing. She was the only person who could inherit the multi-million-dollar Joe Biden war chest. She was a woman and she ain't white. Not with a killdozer riding a wrecking ball could the DNC dislodge this woman from her presumptive nominee status.
True.
And so, as I intimated back in September, the play was simple. Sacrifice the presidency while making a muddle-minded Hail Mary on the issue of abortion. Good luck with Latino voters. To hopefully
because the Latinos are Catholic.
A few down-ticket races as you do so. What none could have predicted, myself admittedly included, was how monumentally unpopular abortion actually is with the millions of white women who shamelessly shuffled into the Trump campaign this go-around. Turns out thousands of years of procreation.
Yeah, no, the abortion one in Florida that they put on the ballot did not pass. It for a constitutional amendment in Florida has to get 60%.
Trump's a few cringy campaign commercials featuring anti-abortion death squads. Who knew? And it must be remarked how profoundly improved Trump's election effort was in 2024 compared to the previous showing, with an unparalleled understanding of the optics war and an insurmountable tenacity
That was
from
brilliant.
the dump truck to the Rogan endorsement. The Don was handing out more W's than a drive-through at Whataburger. He identified our antipathy at omnipresent taxation, authoring a no taxes on tips program that was just nice enough for Kamala to steal. And why not? Filing your taxes every year is like a do-it-yourself ass fucking, one that would only have intensified under a Harris misadministration.
I can't.
In the absence of a sufficient...
Holy shit. I have to stop sometimes because doing your taxes every year is like a do-it-yourself ass fucking. You know? He's got a point.
attack vector, this left Kamala with killing kids and irrelevant celebrity endorsements. Hard to believe no one trusted J-Lo's judgment on men, considering she blew Diddy for damn near a decade. Before long, even the down ticket disadvantage elected to evaporate, and even died in the dong shit Democrats were left with the sobering realization that they'd swapped out Joe for the hoe for the self-same sagging poll numbers Joe Bizzo enjoyed prior to dropping out. And
again, by making Biden step down and having Harris step up, you still get Biden-Harris. Same ideas, same handlers. Remember, she couldn't even say if there's anything that she would have done differently if she were in the top of that ticket. Nope, I couldn't think of anything.
Then there was Arizona. Now, brief disclaimer, the vote is still coming in my home state, and at least as of now, it looks a little better for Carrie Lake and company, even resulting in a new conservative Maricopa County recorder, Justin Heap. Shout out and Godspeed, brother. But put it this way, by 1 a.m. election night, Nevada had been officially called for Trump, with some of the most right-wing pollsters in existence actually underestimating his final margin of victory. Arizona, meanwhile,
crazy,
was still furiously printing Ruben Gallego and pro-abortion ballots and all, but frozen at 58%, which they remained at, by the by, for nearly 12 full hours. I repeat, Las Vegas, the land of Fredos and fraud, counted their votes quicker and infinitely more smoothly than Arizona. As I record this rant, the next aptly titled dump from Maricopium is expected at 6...
Again, he throws little shit in there. Maricopium. That's hilarious.
O'clock, which would make something like 10 hours between ballot dumps. Movie Bob's intestines could do a better job after an all-you-can-eat fondue blowout. And wouldn't you know it, it all started in 2018 when Adrian Fontes, having promised to have all the mail-in ballots counted by the morning of Election Day,
failed.
Found 150,000 Kirsten Sinema ballots to flip the Senate election and hand an Arizona congressional seat to the Democrats for the first time since we ran Dennis DeConcini's corrupt Keating 5 ass out of town in the mid-1990s. Look up that history, Arizonans, or you are doomed to repeat it.
So this is
Anyone
like you were
else find
talking
it
about.
ironic that it was only after Arizona took the blue pill that we started suffering from electile dysfunction?
The ties that he ties things together with are fucking brilliant. I love that.
Quick read of the room, folks. Who among you is nowhere near placated enough by Trump's election victory that you don't want to see mandatory full forensic election audits in all battleground states and a small army of fraud lawyers sicked on every centimeter of the Arizona Department of Elections? Bitch, I will take your silence as assent. And speaking of silence, all of this is for naught if we fail to reckon with the lessons of this election, particularly for what is ostensibly our own side. Because I, for one, was far less interested in Election Day as I was for the day after. So I could watch Ann Coulter and Mike Cernovich slither out of the floorboards and claim credit for Trump's victory after treating his...
No, she's been shitting on Trump a lot. I exactly, Razor Fist, exactly.
Shoulder blades like a cutlery block for 4 straight years. Oh, but Razor, that's so petty. Nah, bitch, it's petty and correct. I was right. You were wrong, and now you're going to sit on it and spin. Matt Walsh wanted DeSantis. Ben Shapiro wanted DeSantis. Ann Coulter wanted DeSantis. Stop rewarding retards who eagerly and often usher you.
Okay, I'm going to defend DeSantis. I think he would have been a great candidate too, but he's not charismatic, and it's very tough. I don't know he would have been able to withstand the bullshit, whereas Trump don't give a fuck and will say anything. So maybe that's true. And I'm very happy that I voted for Trump, but I'm not going to look. DeSantis needs to be the governor of Florida. He's outstanding there, and hopefully he'll be there for a very long time, at least until, at least for 4 years, and maybe after that even, because there's a couple people I'd rather see run than him who can take on these assholes a lot better than he can. He's a great administrator, he's a great governor, not the greatest, not the most charismatic person to be able to just tell people just to fuck right off. Although I love how he deals with the press. He doesn't let the press fuck with him. But anyway.
To humiliating defeat just because they make low-effort, awful documentaries. And before you cry, unity, remember that this was tried before. Matt Walsh was avowedly pro-Evan McMullin in 2016 and 2020, yet at the first sight of DeSantis, he front-flipped his unfunny flannel-plated ass onto that sinking sea barge. It's enough already. So
again, alliteration. Do you see the alliteration there? That's sing.
Stop showing these bitches your back. Don't give clicks to their election night meltdown compilations because they had nothing to do with them. If Walsh, Shapiro, and company had their druthers DeSantis, who had not a hope and a prayer of taking the decisive state of Pennsylvania, would have taken the entire party down in the self-same election. Not that I don't have a certain aesthetic appreciation for the fountainous Fukushima meltdowns on the Leninist left. From the shrieking sea hags on The View staring speechless into the camera for nearly a full minute before flapping their fallopian tubes about fascism for an hour, to femsouls shaving their heads and rending their garments to pound the patriarchy.
Oh, this
More
bitch.
like
I've never seen her.
Gray-haired
I'm gonna
heifers.
cut my hair
I'd
out.
approached my maximum sodium intake for the evening long before none other than Nancy Pelosi broke down and bawled on camera. Tremulous shrieks of real.
Okay, I did not see that yet either. See, I'm missing a whole lot. We'll bring up some shit for Friday. I was going to do it today. I forgot. Today's FTG Thursday, too. There could have been a lot of FTGs today, but I will. Look, when I need your help, though, if you're on X, send me the best clips. In fact, I'll do an ask for the best clips on X. And I don't get a lot of play on X, though, so I need your help. So if you're not following me on X, it's at Dawg Knight.
Fascism, breathless pronouncements of internalized misogyny and white privilege. Yeah, sure, shit brick. Donald Trump is so privileged, he won 3 elections and only gets to be president twice. I'm razor fist.
God fucking speed.
I was right, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. I was right, fuck you. I was right, fuck you. I was right.
Okay. Oh. Got my blood pumping. Wah! The man has a way, I'd tell you. Escape and close. All right, I'm gonna leave that one in the links today. All right, so there we go. That dude cracks me the fuck up. I'm just saying. Let's see. I have more thank yous here. Oh, Joe Walsh is live. I should go on there, but I can't. Oh no, because he doesn't. It's just his live stream. Anyway, Godzilla's in the house. How you doing? Shrapnel, I said hi. And K Shull, I missed you earlier. So look, that's it for today, guys. I'm gonna drop these links in the jar in a second. As soon as I get rid of that. Okay, there's the first one. And next. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna drop the links in the chat in a moment. Thank you for the people who joined us today. If you have not hit the like button, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm just saying. And hopefully my granddaughter's not watching as I said that. She's just learning words, and I'm teaching her a few colorful ones. Not on purpose, Alyssa. I don't know why you let her watch my show. All right, there we go. There it is. All right, here's the links from today. All the different tabs that I have open. Links from today. And there we go. Oops, why did I put a question mark? There we go. That's it. I got to go. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have Q&A tomorrow too. Come up with some colorful questions, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. I got to go. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.